All right. If you're here, just let me know if you can see and hear me because, yeah, it kind of started a little weird. Just a little. I am just gathering up a few supplies. All right, so we're going to make a card or two. Actually, going to be doing some die cutting, um, and all of that fun stuff. Ink blending, um, and the term I'm going to use is deconstructing. So, good morning, Beth. How are you and how are you feeling? I hope better. So, last week, um, my next collection of stamps went live. Um, they were on pre order, so no longer on pre order. And we are all caught up with that. But after I went live, um, two people on my design team, Shawn from Manly Made Minute and Biddy, have been showing their awesome ideas with the designs that we came out with. And I really got, and I hope he, um, I am doing fabulous, Beth. I'm tired, but that's okay. That's normal. But I am doing very well. Thank you. So I know, and again, this collection was geared towards 5x7 card makers, and I know there's not too many. I mean, there's it's like a mix. Do you like 5x7 cards, or do you like the standard A2 size? So taking someone that creates standard A2 size cards, like Shawn, and say, okay, here's this bigger image. I kind of got him out of his comfort zone, and I knew that was going to happen, but he did amazing. Both of my design team members do absolutely amazing, and he did one card that was just absolutely amazing, and I'm going to case it. So I hope he doesn't get upset. But I'm gonna put my twist on it. So lots of die cutting. We're going to stamp the image a couple times, and we are going to just have fun with it and see how we can break down maybe a couple of the stamps. I don't know how many cards we'll get through, but let's have fun. It's a play. We're just going to play because that's what this is all about, right? Just having fun with our supplies. Okay, gonna put that down there. Let's start with stamping. I have grown very fond of these stamp mats. Very fond. The more and more I use them, the more and more I'm loving. It is, and I look at it that way too, Beth. Um, no one has to ask if they ever want to case one of the cards or projects that I do. But it's nice that we see that. I'm going to stamp this onto watercolor card. Not quite sure what medium I'm going to use yet, and I know I need to move that over. But we shall see. You know what? No, we're not going to use watercolor card. I know. Here I go. Going to use some Bristol vellum. And to me, Bristol vellum is no different than like a mixed media card. A mixed media card stock. So it doesn't matter what medium I'm going to use. It's going to be just fine. Whether I use watercolors, markers, anything. Alright, so let's, I'm going to get this upside down. Now, I know I'm not going to use my alcohol markers, so I'm going to be safe with my VersaFine. And I just want to focus on the top. Now, after this live is done, if some of you here are not aware of Shawn's channel, I will make sure to link that down below, because he just comes up with the neatest ideas. Very much so. And what was great in his live that he did, he brought back some techniques. You know, it's like brads and embossing folders. You know, there's so many techniques out there that we tend to forget them and forget they're out there. I do want to keep this light, but I do want to make sure that I have a good impression. So, and I'm trying to get better to not do CPR. Just say. Alright, and then we're going to flip this. And we're going to do the same thing. Because I don't know if I want one of them or two of them. So I hope everyone is having a great week. I hope they're having fun. I hope you're all having fun in your crafty place. There we go. I got done. And they're going to start tonight. I'm actually going to start my Christmas series. Good morning, Ave. Good morning, Cordelia. Well, of course you're making sourdough, Cordelia. You know, when I hear sourdough, I think of you now. I'm just saying. So I have, but yes, you are actually going to see the start of the Christmas series. I know it's before Thanksgiving, but it's kind of what works with my schedule now. with all of the fun stuff I have going on. A little tip, when you have one of these sticky mats like this in your stamp positioner, always put this back in before you close it. Just saying. Yeah. Learn from me. It really does protect it so that you can open this again. And I know this is, I love that one. Love the size. Gwen, good morning. Good morning, La France. How are you doing? Okay. So I gotta decide. And I always save my crystal papers. So for those of you that just came in, we are casing a card. If you guys did not see Shawn with Manly Made Minute, his live last week after my stamps went live, there was a card that he showed featuring the tangled stocking, and he really looked at these stamps a different way. He deconstructed them. I think that's you, Gwen. I'm still seeing me moving on my iPad. He deconstructed the stamps. I got him out of his comfort zone, and came up with some great techniques. Um, Techniques that we haven't seen or used in a while. And I thought it was just absolutely great. I'm trying to think of what medium I want to use here. What medium should I use? I know I'm tapping, and I'm sorry. It's annoying. It's very annoying for people. You know, I think I'm going to use my watercolors. No. Nope. I changed my mind again. Hang on. We are going to use watercolor pencils with a blender pen. Yes. And I'm just going to choose some colors here. Christmas colors. Oh, maybe that one will work. Oh. That's not, oh. And we're going to test them out. So what I got here. No, I don't think we want a fuchsia. All right, let's go with those. Do I want a yellow? Do we want a yellow? I'm really not a yellow person. And I thought, I know this is annoying sounds. I thought I had a yellow ochre. We'll go with the mustard. Okay. When I use watercolors, I love to use a blender pen. I think I get, for me, I think it's just a better result. But it only, and here's the main reason, I can control this. Just saying. It's all about the control. So I like to swatch on the same type of cardstock that I'm using, and I'm putting them in the order of what I'm going down so that I know the color, so that I don't spend time, oh, that one's going to be really dark, figuring out, okay, what color's going with what? And then if there's a color in here that I don't like, or if I don't think it's going to work, I can just pull it out and then put it away. Now, when you're using a blender pen, you want to have some scraps, so I also keep my scraps as well, because you want to, that's how you clean it. You just clean that there. So I'm just going to move this, and you can see how the color just slightly changes. Okay, well, that's a good one. And I don't know about that one. Oh, yeah, that one's bright. Okay, so I do like that one. I like that one. Oh, I like that blue better. So yeah, definitely not that one. Hmm. I'm definitely more of a muted color person. And then I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, so that's my mustard. And I took out those two. I like those. Okay, so that's what we'll go. So that, how I do that. So yeah, I always keep my scraps because that will sit here, and that's how we will go. Yes, Gwen, these are Derwents. Now these are not watercolors. Oh, I'm sorry, these are not watercolor pencils. These are Inktense. So this here, so the difference between an Inktense pencil by Derwent and a watercolor pencil, any brand, is Derwent Inktense. It's ink that's in here. It's not a watercolor base type pigment. These are more vibrant, um, and when they dry permanent. So there's your difference when it comes to the two. Before anybody comes after watching the replay and say these are not watercolor pencils, these are Inktense. So there's there is a difference between them. Um, they won't, and they can do different things, but not too many different things. But if you're looking into watercolor pencils or that idea, then your ink tints can go, both ways. But again, they're Derwent. But any watercolor pencil will do. And even if it's a watercolor pencil and not an ink tint, I still like to use the blender um, pen. All right, so I'm going to put all of my color down first, and I'm going to work this the same way that I do when it comes to my chalks, or if I'm using my graphite. I'm only going to put it on one side. I don't care top, bottom, left, right. We don't care about that. In our tangling world, we just get our color down and enjoy the process. And then once I know I have this color down, then I'll go back and fill that in. And then again, same thing. Oops! Did not clean off my pen. That's alright, it'll just be an iridescent bulb. No mistakes, we just keep going. Again, I'm not looking for the perfect blend, I'm just looking to get the colors down. I'm okay with a harsh line. It'll give it a different look. And we're just going to pick and choose. There is a lot of pigment with these and also watercolor depending upon how hard you press. So you may not want to have a lot of color down. What I also like about doing it this way is your colors, I don't have to wait for the colors to dry. I can just go in. I thought I saw a question about, I don't know if it was about this color. This is deep indigo. Indigo is one of my favorite colors. And I'm also using this to take some of the pigment off so that I could get somewhat of a blend if I want. Because these pencils, you don't need a lot. And again, even with watercolors, and you can still layer them and all of that fun stuff. And then after I'm done using it, I just keep pushing it over that way. So as with anything, there's a learning curve. But they're fun to use. So how is everyone doing? What are we up to? Anything fun? Today we've got a cloudy day, but that's okay. Cloudy days are okay. Don't know what that main one, I want that one to be. I'll show you at the end the projects that you're about to see coming out for the first 5 project 1 kit of the Christmas series. I finished that up early this morning. And then they'll just go one right after another. And they are going to start tonight. I know, before Thanksgiving. I don't do that. There are some that I'm going to leave alone, because that just adds to the interest. Just looking what I've got here. Alright, I do want, yeah, I want the deep indigo for the big one. I think I'm going to put the mustard over here as well. That just brightens it up. Just a little bit. Little bit. And then I'm going to, so that's all, as I said, I'm going to leave some of them alone. I'm just going to add the graphite to them. And just to these few that I left blank. And then for the open ones, the more open ones, I'm going to come in with my RS. These are actually like ballpoint pens by RSVP. And I'm going to fill those in with gold and silver. And just make them solid. All right, I'm going to set that aside so that all of that can just dry. And we're going to rinse and repeat. But they're going to be, I'm not going to do the same layout. We're just going to put our colors in different areas. I think we'll do this one green. And again, I'm working on Bristol cardstock. It's like a mixed media paper where you can watercolor on it, you can use markers on it. It's very versatile. So let's put this one here. Put that one there. Let's get our gold. And then our indigo. I thought I did a third one. I did. It's down there. I'll put that down in there. And then what's left, we'll do the same thing. We'll come in with our graphite. Oh no, I put the blue in that one. All right, and then we'll add our gold and silver. Let's see. Just want to check. Remember, if you have any questions, always put them in caps. Vicky, hello, good morning. Oh, good, you got some Christmas shopping done, Cordelia. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't started mine yet. I have ideas. So, that's it's kind of a good thing, I guess. And I know there's a lot of things that I want to make. But I've got to focus on a couple other things first. All right, so there we go. Just a different way. Make our bubbles. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, you're having Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. Oh my. Okay. Are people traveling, or is that when the whole family's going to be together? So that just makes it work then. And then I always make sure I clean my blender. And the tip will always get stained, but you can see it's not dirty. All right, let's get these out of my way. Oh boy, a fun part. I get the fussy cut. Oh, you all know how I feel about that. Okay, here we go. Oh, I need my other glasses. So my eyes are doing funny things. So when I do close-up work like this, I've got to have a very strong peepers on. Oh, yay, Cordelia, you got your stamps. You know, I'll go around these because I am horrible at fussy cutting. Can I just say? And you all have to painstakingly watch me do this twice. I am so sorry. And I know many of you have asked when it comes to um, my stamps if I would look at dies, and I did look into it. We're just not going to do that right now. No, not with everything going on. You know, let's not. Get carried away. And I may look again in the future, but we do have, for the most part, the ability to fussy cut our images. Now, liking it, that's a different story. And honestly, once my hand gets used to it, it starts moving again. And if my scissors get hung up, I just cut the paper away. And I'll go around that with a black marker. One down. Yeah, they are. And it's not really, the whole, it's just the other process that is coming in that just um it just pulls me away from it. Again, we love creating, we love being crafty, and yes, we know that this is and can be an expensive hobby, and I don't want to get caught into that. I want to, yes, you have to pay for my stamps, but you don't need a lot of things. You need a pencil. Pencil! And you can create gorgeous cards just with an ink and a pencil. So, yeah, in my mind, kind of like, okay, well, I'm keeping that cost down. And remember, when we fussy cut, the paper moves, not our scissors. Okay, they need to go away now. All right. All right, so there we have now turned the top of the stocking into Christmas ornaments, or bubbles, or marbles, whatever you want to look at. All right, so we're going to set these aside, and we're going to do some die cutting. And let's die cut this first. I had found it. So I'm going to pull in my little die cutter. Hopefully all this stuff fits. Like I was saying, I finished up the 5 projects. So it's not going to be 5 cards, 1 kit for the Christmas series. It's going to be 5 projects because, you never know. I love making cards, and you will see cards, absolutely. And 1 kit could be complete cards. 1 kit could be, you could have tags, it could have ornaments, home decor, because we can go in any direction that we want to go in. So the first one that I started with is the Scrappy Tales Polar Express. And we made cards, we made a book. I'm going to have to really edit the one with the book. Because I actually pulled out my cinch machine. Dusted her off. Had to really clean it. But, yeah. Camera shook a lot, so there might be a lot of editing on that one. I don't want anyone getting seasick. Because Because I really, at one point, I really had to clamp down. I'd love to have a, a mount come down from my ceiling that holds. Okay, come on. Um, that holds my phone, because I use my phone, and then this way I wouldn't care when I'm really cranking down. It won't make anyone seasick, but yeah, it was pretty bad. So that might just have to be edited out, or else it's not going to look too good. Not going to look too good. And I think, honestly, which one's this one? Alright, that goes on the dark. And this one goes on the light. Oh, they did SVGs. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not good. Because I didn't tape them down. It's alright. We're still going to use them. Ooh. I don't think I'll need any more than that. This we're going to do in gray. Let's cut it that way. And I know I do want 2 of these. Caroline. I must say, though, Caroline, I am so sorry. Your card was beautiful. But I didn't mean to throw you off. I thought and that's, see, I lurk. I lurk on everyone's lives, and I hit that thumbs up, and I'm all over the place. But I did not mean to throw you off. But your card was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, that didn't cut all the way through. So let's see if I can get that to snap back in. Yep. Gonna hold it there. Tape it down. There we go. Just going to keep making the pile here. I think this is the first time I've done die cutting on a live. I am going to I have to find my shim. Go ahead. Fool with me. Don't. So much better. Yes, you were. Just a little bit. And you don't have to do that. Vicky, have a wonderful day. Oh, nice. You had a weekend in New York. Oh, that sounds fun. All right, we are almost done, and then we're going to start inking up. Some of these I'm going to, so for those of you that just came in, what I'm doing is after I went live last week, Shawn had a live shortly afterwards, and there was a card he did. I totally got him out of his comfort zone. He's a standard A2 size card maker. And okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I will make any size card. I do lean towards a 5x7 or a 4x9 slimline or a 6x6 or a 7x7. Only because I like the real estate. The more room I have, the better. Because cards, I don't plan out. I have an idea. So let me say it that way. I have an idea of what I want to do. Okay, that's really cool. I love greenery. So I get this idea of what I want the card to look like, but I don't know how it's going to end. So I could keep adding things to it, and when I die cut, you can see I just keep die cutting, and usually I have more die cuts left. And that's okay, because then they just get thrown into a pot, a container that I have. Sorry. Yeah, this is how I just throw things. So not a neat crafter. Nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, that pile is just getting bigger over there with what I'm throwing that way. So when it comes to making a smaller card, usually when I'm doing a standard A2 size card, that's where clean and simple comes out for me. Because it's very rare that I do clean and simple. Simplicity is my simple. Let's just say that. Because I'm going to put everything and the kitchen sink to the card. And I think I do that because I know I don't have that real estate to add around it. Um, but I can also take a large stamp and put that down onto a standard A2 size and just get the illusion of it. I like that. So the card base that we're doing here, okay, now be careful, Caroline, as you're driving there. I'm about to say I'm making a 7x7 card. So, oh, I don't know if I want those, but we'll put those there. I'm probably going to do something else, because I don't know how big this is going to go, if I'm going to use both of the baubles, if we're going to end up having 2 cards for this because of all of the pieces that I have. And of course you won't fit on that, but I think you will. So, and that's just for card making. When it comes to journals or a scrapbook album, or if I'm just using die cuts for a home decor piece, that's really not an issue when it comes to real estate. Now I know I do need this to create the base. And now they're stuck. So yeah, it's really card making is where I like the vast ability of real estate. And just because, so like Caroline said, a large base can be intimidating, and that's because we're looking at that white space. We look at it and say, okay, I have to use all of this because it's in front of me. No, white space is our friend, or that blank space. It can absolutely be our friend. And we can utilize that in our designs when we're creating. Did that come out? Yeah, it did. Okay. And then just one more, and then we're done. I promise. No more die cutting. We're just gonna... Oh, really? Of course not. Let's go. I don't know if I need you, but I'll have you there. All right. Now let's get all of this out of the way. Don't need the cardstock. I don't need this anymore. All right, so the mess, the beautiful mess there. What we're going to do, I need to cut. So here's our card base. Okay, that's the size of my hand. I do need a base for that. So it's a 7x7 card base. And I'm going to cut this panel to be 6 by 6. Because I'm going to add mats as well. And I'm hoping I went with the right size on that 6 by 6. So there's my panel. Here's one of the baubles. I mean, we can put another bauble on top of here as well. So again, we're creating a scene when it comes to this. When I saw this card, and again, I'm casing a card that Shawn from Manly Made Minute did. It was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. So again, we can just play with our pieces. And again, just looking at the layout of what this will look like. What do I want in here? What I don't want in here. Are these colors working together just to give you an outline? Anthony, good morning. Hello, Debbie. Welcome. I love your especially simple card series. Oh, happy thoughts coming your way. My grandmother had dementia as well. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much for stopping by. Continue to hang out, you know. Thank you. That brought back many good memories. Thank you. So again, you can just, you know, add your pieces, and that's what I do. So I keep I keep adding this, and I'm looking at it saying, okay, do I want the poinsettia? Maybe I don't, but you all know me. I love my poinsettias. Mm, mm. Poinsettias, snowflakes, snowmen. They are. Now I'm going to keep this picture in front of me. I get what they're doing when it comes to that base. So since this is new, I need to look at, okay, how did they do this? All right, so that piece went down there. This, okay, we should group the pieces together. What do you think? And I think that one goes there, or it can. Oh, this is fun. I'm so glad I pulled this one out. Um, no, that's that one. So if I do that, I'm going to do the same thing up there. So if I do that, that one went there. This one goes down in the front. This one, oh no, this one goes there. It's like a puzzle. For me, die cutting is like a puzzle. And I'm going to keep that one together up there. Um, I do love it. I absolutely, okay, that's a leaf. I don't care about that. Oh, and these two are leaves. I keep forgetting there's leaves in this. I save these pieces. They will go in my pot. This is the front. That's that one. This one You know what? We're going to put that one there. I mean, all of these can go into the poinsettia. I don't know why I'm really focusing on, okay, I want this poinsettia to look like it should, because it's just not, and I'm going to create my own. So, see how well we did with that? Okay. So, mm-hmm. I know I need that. That's going to go up there. I don't think I'm going to go into the second poinsettia because that's going to throw off my rule of odd numbers. So when I put a scene together, these are actually the focal point here. And I forgot to do something with them. And then, nope, not that one. This one. And then the greeneries, the accenting part. And I forgot to do this. But since I have the landscape that I do, and again, it all depends on how, on how you create. All right, so also keep that in mind. I am a true die cutter. I love die cutting. So for me, the more the better, because to me that accents the piece. And again, our eyes tell us everything. They really do. It's our heart that will also tell us what we like and what we don't like and what we gravitate to. Okay. I remembered it this time. And you can see that there's symmetry. Even though I like odd numbers, there's a level of symmetry that goes on. So this style greenery and these branches are going through this corner. The holly leaves are going to go this way. Now the holly leaves, they may stay up on this side as well because that poinsettia may come down here because that is the third focal point technically. So there's my 3, if that makes sense. You'll see. You'll see. Okay. I want to make a deep red poinsettia. And I also want to layer up my hollies. And I think I'm going to layer up all of them because I have the feeling all these hollies are going to be coming in. So yeah, that's something new that they're doing with the pop-up ads, Anthony. Just breathe, just hit the X and it'll go away. Okay, so let me grab, this is where my stamp mat comes in, or my sticky mat. Put that there, and I'm going to put all of our pieces down. Oh, good, they're not sticking. I love it. I do love the sticky mats, though. But I do know only one poinsettia is going to come in. And the reason why I really want these to sit on a sticky mat is because they're really fine in the center. Not that that wouldn't bother me, but all right, so we're going to go with this, and I think I'm going to pull in the Cabernet if I have to. So I'm going to go down with a base color here. I want to see what this color scheme looks like. We'll do a couple. Let's hold off on those pieces right now. That was rhubarb. Now this is apple. This should be a little darker. I'm going to go this way now. Oh, that's not good. Ah. I think it also depends too, guys, with the lives is what they're doing. My settings are set to ads in the beginning and the end. So just know that. All right, now we're going to come in with cranberry. Yeah, I like that. I do want to come in with this dark color down here. Yeah. All right, so let's finish these up. This is going on. Just okay. Fingers crossed we don't break these. So I'm doing this in reverse. I'm taking the lighter color down from the top, and then I'll turn them around and get the dark colors from the bottom. And I'm just letting these colors blend the way they're going to blend. Because for me, that's what will create the floral. Alright, so now I'll come from the bottom. And just fingers crossed. So we're going to come in off to the side. I do florals. I don't look for perfect blends. Right? Um, I just look for a blend because it'll move itself all over. Yes, Debbie, I am going to do more simplicity. Matter of fact, with the video that's going to start tonight, it's kind of in the realm of simplicity, just using pattern paper. So that will be part of the um, 5 project 1 kit that's starting. And then I will be coming in with more of those very soon. So yes, you will see those. I actually, I know you're all going, everyone hold on to their chair. Don't fall. Caroline, if you're still driving, please be careful with what I'm about to say. I actually had to, I actually had to get more 6x6 paper pads. I know, right? I know. Um, I have a lot of 12x12. So some of our simplicity is going to be focusing on 12x12 papers because I have those too. Um, I know, shocking. I know. You're all, what? Yes. Believe it or not. Yes. Okay. I'm just amazed that, I'm not going to say it yet. Hold on. I actually want that to come up a little bit more. And then we all know that, and I feel a blizzard coming on this one. Absolutely. All right, so those are ink blending. So I think it's great when we have white. Yes, this is how I clean my brushes. When we have white cardstock, that we can make it any color we want. And if you only have, a few colors, you can still do this because then you would just vary your pressure with what you're doing. All right, let's get this together. And I'm going to just grab a yellow marker here. Give me a yellow. Please be a nice yellow. I just need it to be a base. Yeah, Caroline, you don't have to, you don't have to, depending upon the pressure that you get or that you put down, if I grab, so if I look at rhubarb, let's just put rhubarb there. And if I put rhubarb here, you can see when I started, it's a little heavier than when I come out here. So if I continue to stay down here and just continue to add and come up, my color is gonna it's gonna go into a variegated look. And you can move it up and just keep adding to it. Now, the other thing that you can do too is with some of your colors, now I know this is probably, going to freak someone out, but you can add a different color to this. So, there's your varying colors. Just focus more where you want it dark. Keep putting layers and layers and layers. Now, eventually it's going to get saturated and it's not going to go any darker. But again, if you don't have a lot of colors, a good color to darken this up would be brown. So you could come in with a brown ink. And again, never be scared of adding different colors, those scary darks, those scary neutrals, because you can add those different colors to it. So here's cocoa. Now this is a dark brown, so let's just go with a dark brown. If I come in with that, and you want to do the tapping off, and if I come up down from the bottom by just adding that brown to the bottom, now I've made it even darker. Remember, your dye inks are transparent for the most part. They're not oxides. Oxides have that pigment and ink mixture combined. So the pigment is what, if you have a stamped image and you go over your lines from the stamped image, that will cover, in a way, slightly, cover up those black lines. But your dye inks, they're transparent. It's like watercolors for the most part. They're transparent. So you can see just by adding that brown, you're going to get a different look to it. And you can just do it towards the bottom. And by doing it when it's still saturated with all that color, you've one color and then a brown that comes into it. It's not going to ruin your blending tool. It's not going to do that. All right, it would take a lot to contaminate your piece. Now the other thing that you can do, another color that you can add, so let's do the same thing. So let's come up. I'm going to continually start from the bottom, and I'm going to keep on gradually going up. It gets lighter as I go. And as I keep coming forward, making that saturated, the other color that you can add to this is a dark blue. Now, some people would say, okay, that's going to give you purple. It may, but it's going to give you that different hue. So let's come in with night. So this is a darkest. This is like a deep indigo. Is that you? I just put my finger in the pad. It's okay. We're good. So again, get some on your inking tool. Lids are great for this. Come up from the bottom. And then just add that color slowly to the bottom. And it does. It's going to give you just a different hue that comes up. But if you have one blue, one red, one brown, you can still get your variegated colors. And again, the red ink is not going on your blending brush. And then I clear. So did that help, Caroline? Okay, good. Yeah, you don't have to, again, it's the same thing like when I do with my colored pencils. Don't be afraid of those scary darks going in here. I mean, you can see that would be a beautiful poinsettia color. So with this. It's just got a warmer tone because of the brown, and it's got a cooler tone because of the blue. I do that all the time with my color pencils. I'll come in with those scary darks. And in the colored pencil course that I have in there, it's something that we focus on. You could use black and come up to get those shadows and everything that you're looking for. So never be scared to play with your inks using the tools that you like to use for blending. Okay, that goes there. I'm still looking at the piece. I can't help it. And then this one's going to go here. Okay, Nema glue. Nema glue! Where are we at? Oh my. Do I have burgundy? I do have burgundy, yeah. And again, that would have worked as well. But a lot of people, you don't have every color in the book. So we can create the colors that we need to still have fun and get those different looks. Absolutely. Why not? All right, I'm going to put that there. And I know it's going to stick to this because it's not silicone. Silicone. It's a great mat. All right, now I think I'm going to put that one there. Nope. I think I'm going to put those there. Nope. We're going to hold off on that one. So I'm not following the design now. I'm kind of going off on my own. Jeez, that's what I want. And whenever I put florals together, I just put glue at the edge. I like it when they coil up or curl up. There's a center that I have here somewhere. Yes, put that center there. And we are going to do that. Or do I want that one there? So you can see as the floral all comes together, because of the way that it's blended, each petal is going to be different. I'm where I just tuck things in. So this is not how it's supposed to go together. But again, it's okay. We don't have to follow all the rules. Now I'm going to let that dry on there. And now let's get our holly leaves together. And I hope, all right, that one. Of course, these are different sizes. First time die cutting live, and oh my goodness. Oh, well, that just folded in half. There we go. All right, so that one goes there. That goes there. And there's one I'm missing. I think. No. Yay. Now we're going to put, holly leaves have a glossy effect or sheen to them. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to, really? Okay. And we just have 2 more. And when it comes to your layering pieces, you don't have to worry. Okay, grab it. That they're layered up perfectly, especially with florals. You don't have to do that. All right, now, do I have, yes, I know I have my water. I'm going to grab some glossy accents. And we're going to put some down. We're going to grab a brush. And we're going to paint our holly leaves with our glossy accents. And what that's going to do is give them a shiny surface, like holly leaves. And they will dry quickly. Now, there is something red in this brush. That's just wrong. That's okay. It'll mix in to the leaves. So, yes, you can paint with your glues, just like painting with Mod Podge. And these will dry quickly because we're putting it on thin. Again, you don't have to be perfect. I am focusing on the dark green portion. Yep, I almost put my finger right into the glossy accents. And then if you do that, immediately get your brush in water. Okay, so I'm going to set those to dry, and they're almost dry. Let me get these things out of my way. Let's see, any other questions? Oh, Debbie, have a good one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, Cordelia, it is paper. This, now, okay, so let me say this as well. Yes, paper is precious, absolutely, because it is my favorite medium. but it is paper. So you're not going to waste it. All right. So just in case somebody says, well, then you're just wasting things. No, not at all. Paper's great because it has two sides to it. And I don't think anything that we put together is a waste, because whether you like it or not, you're learning how, what you did, what you can do differently when it comes to that. All right, so keep that in mind as we keep going. So we're always learning that. I'm going to get my mats cut, and this is all now going to be built up onto our card. I may want those. I'm going to pull those branches in. I really like those branches. So this will all be built onto the card. Now, so our panel is 6x6. So my next mat needs to be silver. Well, no, not necessarily, but so 6x6, I'm going to make this one 6¼ by 6¼ The silver is going to come in next. That's going to be 6½ by 6½. The black mat is going to be 6�5 by 6�5. And our deep burgundy. And I like to use the Recollections. 7 by 7 7/8. Or 6�7 by 6�7. When I'm matting. It's the perfect weight. It doesn't add too much bulk. But as you can see, I love my layers. So now we'll get these all together, and then we'll have the ivory from the card itself as a border. All right, so let's do this here. So now we've got our black. That's our next one. I do not cut the center of my specialty cardstock out. I know. I'm hearing you all. I get it. Specialty cardstock is awesome. It's precious. We all hoard it. I do as well. But the reason why I do not, I encourage you all to do it, so we just have that thin black going around there, is because it will create a divot. For me, in my mind, it creates a divot, and my card will sag just a little bit in the center. And I don't want that. Some specialty cardstocks are thicker than others. And I've seen it on some of my cards. So I choose going forward to not do that. It is your choice. All right, whenever I'm putting, now since I don't cut out the center, whenever I'm putting a piece of cardstock on top, especially of a mirrored cardstock, I will always add double-sided tape, because if not, the liquid glue will just slide around and my panel could shift. Ask me how I know. Yep. I'm just saying. It does, because I am going to be working on top of these mats. And I just slowly bring it down, and then I press. And then I know that panel is not going to go anywhere. So those are the panels that we have, or the mats, and then this is going to sit there like that. That's funny. What did I get on that? I'm just flattening that down. It's going to be the underside. I'm not worried about it. But somehow I got glue on it. Okay. Did it? Nope. There we go. See? Cover it up. Two sides. And now we'll get this on our card base. You don't either what, Anthony? And again, it's just going to be a very small border there. And it's okay if they're off a little bit. Cut out the middle. I just don't. And I know how many feel, because I see it in the comments. There you go. All right, so that's what, and again, you don't have to use a mirror cardstock. You know, just by using your solid cardstock, it can give this effect. But that's why I also love the recollections. I do think the 65 pound, when it comes to the 5 colors or 6 colors in one pack, they are perfect for doing these mats to get that look, because that is an embellishment. That adds to your card when it comes to your design. All right, let's see. Holly leaves are dry. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. And just like that, we change our mind. And even though I did it before, I am going to put this and layer it up again. I do not worry if my greens go over my mats. I very much like that look. And you can see I've got this, it's going on an angle. All right, it's not too uniform. Even though it's uniform on both sides with this, it's not completely uniform. It's going off in that angle. You want the recipient's eye to travel when it comes to this. All right, so now let's look at these holly leaves because I'm not too sure that they're going to stay in this. Oh, no, no. The gray's pushing back the green. It's a very bright green. And no, I do not use um, press and seal, in case somebody wanted to ask that. Um, Press and seal and I do not get along. I have tried it. So now that's what the composition is going to look like. Well, I hold the bobber to the camera, the thing. You want me to take that all apart again? Like that, Anthony? The baubles are the top of this stamp set. Shawn did this in one of his cards, and I'm casing it. The way he deconstructed was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So now that this is my idea, it comes off and then I start from the bottom. Now you can also take these pieces as well, and if I pick them back up, I've been known to do this. Now it's upside down next to me. But again, when I glue the pieces together, I only look at the bottoms of them. I really do not go to the tips, even with the greenery. So this I know is going like that. And if you notice, I just tapped it. I didn't push it all the way down. I'm okay if I have to tear this back up, if something needs to move. And I know this is going to go here. I know this is all going to get propped up. So I want this to do that. So we need foam squares. I also take pictures with my phone. And when I put my dimensionals in, they stay to the center. Because I'm adding things underneath. Wow, okay, they're strong. Just like that, like that. Now I'm going to see where this one lies. I'm going to do that. And again, I know it's got a little flap there. And now I want to get the poinsettia in there. And that's just going to hang out. And we are going to double up on the center. Meaning I'm going to put 2 layers of double-sided foam. It's okay, nobody scream with what I'm about to do. I'm going to trim that out. Because we can do that. Because nobody's going to see it. And then I want to push that down there. All right, now let's look. We're going to put our branches in next. So now I can lift that up. Set that one down. And then we have our smaller one. And notice I have not yet put my hand down to fully push on those pieces. I'm putting the glue on. I'm lifting the area up. And this is just something that I do. All right, so like I'm lifting up. And then I'm getting that in there. And then I'm going to come in with the next one. Again, I'm lifting up and getting that one in there. I have yet to push anything down onto the piece yet. So I know I want this holly leaf. And again, it's just down on the tip that I'm putting that glue. Nope. I want that to sit there. It's going to sit there. So because I didn't push anything down firmly yet, I can still shift them and move them. But now I will just put the weight, and now the glue is going to start sticking. I do like it when the branches are coming up off. I think it adds movement. It adds dimension to it. All right. And then for the center of the poinsettia, gotta have a little bit of gold glitz. Again, 3. And just one more. All different colors. And you can add them more around and all kinds of fun with how you want to decorate the piece. And then our last thing that we're going to do, yep, you're going to hear me slide everything off my table. I do kind of find it satisfying to clean that up, everything around me. All right. Now it's time for the snow blizzard. So, Caroline, if you remember in your live, we were talking about splatters. Splatters are the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm looking for the cap of my glue. That's what happens when you slide things off. Splatters add so much to a piece. Now, you could have, you know, just a little, you know, fleck here and there. Or what I like to do is the blizzard. For some items. Sometimes I don't like a full on blizzard. I just use white acrylic paint. I think it does the job. Will it change colors? Yes. It may. It will react to your dye inks. Yes. So there is a chance that it will go pink, and I'm totally okay with that. But yeah, just go to town. Absolutely go to town. Now, because we're on a cream or a white, it's actually a dove white background. You're not going to see them too much, but I am focusing just in these areas here and over the poinsettia because we'll lose what that is there. You can also add a gold if you want, and you can also splatter with water. So when you splatter with water, that'll make, especially if you're using distress inks, or anything like that, it will react, and then I just let it dry naturally. I do think it needs a little bit of gold. Stand by. All right, so this will take forever and a day shaking it. Yes, Caroline, I will do that. A winner. Oh, Anthony, that's gross. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to use the container, and I'm going to focus on the outside, because that's where you'll see them. Just know that we have a beautiful, around our area, it is a wonderful winter spotty crime scene type thing. And there you go. Any type of gold that you use, clean it up immediately. Because for some reason, it sticks. And there you go. We're good. All right, and that is, and again, I cased this from Shawn from Manly Made Minute. It was ingenious, absolutely ingenious with what he did. I absolutely loved it. I encourage you after our live, and once I get everything set up, I will make sure I link down to his channel down below. He does some beautiful techniques, and he brought back old techniques that we just don't do anymore, which was absolutely, absolutely amazing. So again, this section here, the baubles, ornaments, whatever we want to call them, are from this stamp here. It's called the Tangled Stocking, and it's from my new release that just launched last week. All right, that's the, so you can see the size of the stocking. It will fit on a standard A2 size card. All right, but he just literally used this top portion and just did all of his. Now his was awesome. I mean, he grunged it up. He had like this cool dye background going on, and then he had all this greenery coming out. It was really cool looking. Um, but that's, he very much inspired that. So again, look at your stamps, and he did a great job. So when you watch this video, watch how he deconstructed the stamps. He used them completely different. He used portions of them. He he just did these things and created these scenes, which, whether you buy the stamps or not, you can do that with your own stash and say, you know what? Yeah, this is kind of large, but I love it. I could just take this part of it, or I could die cut this section out. He used different sets, nesting dies when he die cut the piece. So there were a lot of really neat techniques. I mean, and this is just one of the cards that when I saw it, I went, oh, wow. So thank you, Shawn, if you're watching, for inspiring that. And again, these are the other two. They are geared towards 5x7, but that doesn't mean that you cannot break this down to put that onto a standard A2 size card. There are the two frames, the rope and the frame, and then here are borders or bookmarks or anything else that you want to look at. And he even broke these down as well and deconstructed them. So cool. So now I'm going to let this I'm going to set this aside and let that dry. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, winter storm. Oh, bless you. Bless you. I would, oh, no. Too early. Too early. So what you're going to see, and they are going to start tonight. I did start, for those of you that have come in a little bit later, we are starting our Christmas series tonight. And the take that we're doing on the Christmas series this year is, I have 5 Christmas kits. Because I didn't realize I did that. 5 Christmas kits. So what we're going to do with those 5 Christmas kits is I'm going to do 5 projects, 1 card kit. All right. So there's going to be 5 sets of those, which will bring us to the 25. Now, I usually don't start my Christmas series until after Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's where we run into some issues. So I am actually going to start it tonight. I am launching the series off with Sabrina's Polar Express card kit um, that she came out with recently. A phenomenal kit. The dies are available individually and separately for purchase, but there are a couple of the items in that kit that are exclusive to the kit, and that's the paper pad and the die cut ephemera pack that she has in there. But you can get all the dies. So I'm going to show you the projects that we did, and then you'll be able to see the videos that are going to come out this week. So they're going to start tonight, and it's going to end by Saturday. And then in a week or two, you'll see the next kit come out. And again, they're all going to be Christmas themed. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's 5 projects, 1 kit, is because, yes, there will be cards, but I may do a tag. I may do ornament. I may do home decor. I may do something interactive or 3D. Um, just to show that we can stretch our supplies. We can turn them into something else that will make us smile and put a smile on the recipient if it's a gift. Okay? So it's 5 projects, 1 kit. So yes, I am doing the Christmas series starting tonight. So again, I started with Sabrina's. So day 1 is the Simplicity series. Just took the pattern paper and just one of the die cut ephemera pieces for a sentiment, and then took a sentiment from one of the dies, but you don't have to add any sentiments to these. But again, just cutting up your pattern paper, and yes, these are A2 size cards. Just saying. See, I do make them. But you can just by taking the pattern paper, cutting it up. These were scraps. Didn't want to cut into another piece, so I just used them. This is a scrap from my storage, from my stash, to just add that there. Same thing with those gold blocks as well. Prompt them up. This one with some dimensional. This one too, I took a strip of the pattern paper, cut it down specifically. So now we've got our little characters waving, and then with believe. And then we have our North Pole. Who doesn't think of peppermint when they see this? I'm just saying. All right, so that is day 1. Day 2, in the ephemera, she had some really big pieces. So she has this train, and it's duplicated in reverse. So why not turn it into a card? So we took the card, the other die cut ephemera pieces, just added a little bit of dimension to both sides. We scored it here so that when you want to write your message in there, you can very easily. And then we decorated the inside. So why not use some ephemera or make a shaped card? Use your nesting dies to create a shaped card and decorate it that way. She also, in that kit, created stamps. They're 2-part stamps. One stamps the background, and the other one stamps the outline. And then there are stencils to fill in the images. And that is what those look like. This was how she, amazing. Just amazing. Now, the stamps were new. I didn't condition them well, but I do like that background like that. I don't know why. So, awesome. So stamp, stencil, and again, the stamp is 2-part. One stamp does the background, and then the other stamp does the black outline that you see, and I use dye inks on these. So that's day 3. Day 4, we made a book. Yep. Pulled out the cinch, dusted it off, and we made a book. So we got a pocket. It's a pocket, I promise. This is just the pocket. And then we just have miscellaneous papers. We have 4x6 index cards in here. Had a fun play. There's a pocket. Here's a divider. We can add charms off this. That's a pocket. Here's a flip. And just had fun creating that. We can add photos in here. We can put photos in here. This can be a photo mat. But just had fun with the cinch. And the whole video shows from beginning to end. And again, that's a pocket back there as well. And we decorated the back. So this is all a die set, this beautiful tag for the Polar Express. And then I used all of her papers throughout it. So I show you that. That's where I think there's a section that's not going to go in because I really had to crank down on the cinch, and I can only imagine what it's going to look like with filming. And then finally, we created a garland. Yep. A garland for our tree. Absolutely. I gotta put the white dots on Santa's. It looks like he's wearing sunglasses. Although he looks pretty cool. So this is an entire die. Now these pieces here are in a separate die, but then this whole train's a die. This is the same die as well. The tree and the lights are an add-on to that die, and then this is another die that's in the set. The set had about 10 to 12 dies in it when it comes to this card kit. But we created a garland. And then in the dies, you can actually take these trains and make them a 3D ornament where you do it two-sided as well. But I love the garland look. So those are the projects that you are going to see all throughout this week. Lots of funny boo-boos, and I keep them all in there. Why not? All right. I am going to let you guys go. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Again, yes, we all get inspired. And again, I hope you go check out Shawn's channel. Just some great ideas. This, absolutely amazing. So look at your stash differently. And I get it. You know, we look at how people create. We're looking at what they're using, and we stick with that. But we can do anything we want with our stash. We can create any way that we want with our stash. So have fun with it. Enjoy that process when it comes to what you're doing and what you're creating. Just have fun with it and breathe. You got to breathe. You got to breathe through the process. All right? If any of you have any questions, you all know how to get a hold of me. Please never hesitate to reach out. Continue to stay safe and healthy. Anthony, enjoy your snow. Please keep it there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And again, I'll also have links to our community. We've got 3 levels there. I hope you'll check that out. Check out the free level. We've got some fun stuff coming out this month. And enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Take care, guys.